We want to keep moving on now to the 1st Congressional District and take a look at what those results look like at this hour. That's what you're seeing right here. Again, with just about, I believe that's 5% of the votes counted right now. So it's still a small percentage, but this is where it stands right now. You can see incumbent Congresswoman Chellie Pingree there with about 58% of the vote. Ron Russell, the Republican challenger for this, with about 37% of the vote as well. And Ethan Alcorn coming in at just over 4%. But again, very small number of the votes being counted. But 2 hours now after the polls have been closed. You know what? And we've also seen a lot of posts online this evening of those lines at polling places. So we know it's not maybe the quick results that we're used to in years past, that people are still getting through those lines to cast their ballots. So we were just talking about Congressional District 1. We want to check in with Raya Wooten tonight. She is live at the headquarters for the Democratic Party in Maine, including Chellie Pingree, who's part of that race. Hi, Raya.
Hey, you guys. So yes, those polling locations were pretty packed earlier. We were actually at one at Westbrook Community Center where the line was very long. If I'm not mistaken, wait times were about 45 minutes. We did talk to some people who were voting in other areas like Standish, where the wait time extended for like 2 hours throughout the voting period up until 8 o'clock. And there may actually still be people who are in line. It's very possible. We are expecting to hear from Pingree and Governor Mills tonight, but I think that they're running just a tad bit behind. But let's talk a bit about the Congressional District 1 and the candidates that are running to represent us at the federal level in the U.S. House of Representatives. Those candidates are the incumbent Democratic candidate Chellie Pingree, who is, as you said, leading in this election right now with 58%. And then there's also Ron Russell, who falls behind her in that 30-ish range. And then you have Ethan Alcorn. Now, to talk about the candidates, Pingree is very well known, a House name. She has served for many, many years, 8 terms, 16 years, a lot of experience in trying to push for bipartisan efforts in the U.S. House of Representatives, working on bills that she says she believes in. And then you have Ron Russell, who has a background and history of a military background, one who thinks that we should continue to fund the military, one who wants to see the national debt come down, wants to see us make cuts where we can, and who thinks that we spend too much money on allowing for immigration in the U.S. Those are some of the talking points that he has had throughout this election. And then you have the independent candidate, who is Ethan Alcorn. Alcorn has run his race saying that he is not your typical politician. He has actually heavily criticized both the Democratic and the Republican Party, saying that neither party seems to really be prioritizing the wants and the wishes of the people. He has run his campaign basically saying that that is his effort. That's what he would effort if he does get elected. And he also said earlier in the interviews when we spoke to him that he doesn't think that he'll actually win in this race, but there were some things that he wanted to see, like, again, the national debt come down, so agreeing with Ron Russell in that area. He also said that he wants to see us get out of international affairs. He also said that he also wants to see the free market take over and for the federal government to have less involvement in things like housing. So those are the candidates that people are choosing between. There are 435 seats up in the U.S. House of Representatives, which gives an opportunity to flip the majority in the House this year, being that all the seats are up for re-election. But those 3 candidates are battling it out, seeing who will represent the state of Maine at the federal level. We will continue to stay plugged in here as those results continue to come in. We are still hoping to hear from Pingree or from someone of the Democratic Party. I'm going to send it back to you guys.
Raya Wooten live for us in Portland. Thank you, Raya.